Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about the technical elements of cycling that I want you to think about during the winter months in your training. It's important that you find a balanced position on your bike. This is when we can make modifications to your position, your setup, where your cleat position is on your shoe, your position on your saddle, fore and aft position height, and your stem height and position fore and aft of that as well. It's important that ultimately you are balanced, so meaning that you're connected with your bike, and you can produce power to the pedals as much as you can relax muscle groups and allow them to recover. Even if this is for a split second, every single muscle group of your legs should be at some point completely relaxed. And if you're not balanced on your body, then it's absolutely impossible for you to do this for every single muscle group. Let me just take you through the pedal stroke. I'm going to start off right here. Boom, this is your power phase. That's largely where most of the power comes from in cycling. It's produced by a strong contraction of your glutes and quads, as in a leg press in the weight room. Right here, boom, you're pushing down. Largely that's where the bulk of the power comes from. But it's so important that you're able to relax those muscles. So your glute just totally relaxes, your quad relaxes, especially your lower quad close to your knee right here. Boom, relaxes now. It's like jello. Here's something you can do at home just to reproduce a relaxed pedal stroke as well. When you normally would be recruiting your glutes and quads, in the absence of any sort of muscle tension, your legs should just be able to drop. Okay, similar to that test, right about here you should have an ability to relax any muscle that's not being productive in order to produce power to the pedal. So similar, let's just show it right here again. Right about here, just let your foot drop, let basically the weight of your leg just kind of flop down on the pedal. When the interface between your body, where you're sitting on your saddle, and the position of your foot with your cleat is perfect, that should be a very natural thing to do, is just kind of flop your leg down, and it should be very smooth and actually carry into very much like the bottom part of the pedal stroke, where you just let your foot drop down and basically momentum takes care of itself and allows your foot just to slide on back. So in a relaxed state, when your muscles are really relaxed, this should all just be very fluid and smooth. The only difference is if you want to go faster and you want to apply more power to the pedal, produce more wattage, so to speak, what you do is you activate only the necessary muscles in order to provide that force. So right here you're doing a lot of quad activation. Right here is mostly glute and some quad. Here you're bringing your hamstrings into play, flexing your knee and your hip at one. That'll be your hip flexor and calves in order to do so. Right back into the quad push, glute push. Now those muscles are relaxed. You're scraping with your hamstrings, pulling up, flexing your hip and your knee. Again, with your calf and hip flexor. The next thing I want you to focus on throughout the winter months when you're on your bike is synergizing opposing muscle groups together, and work at specifically, just very small components of the pedal stroke. For example, for a burst of a second, I want you to think about producing a little bit of a stronger contraction. For example, say your top part of your left leg, paralleling that with a stronger bottom phase of your right leg. And then you can kind of work through various phases of the pedal stroke, so you're paralleling both feet, both legs, with the exact and opposite muscle group recruitment as well as relaxation phases. This is just another video angle of the same bike setup. Anyway, forearms should be horizontal with the airflow, You should be relatively relaxed in the upper body. Allow your body to basically sink itself in between your shoulder blades. Relax your jaw. Relax any extraneous muscles that aren't supporting the actual motion. Your belly should be expanding and contracting using proper diaphragmatic control in order to breathe really well and natural. You should be smooth, comfortable, and balanced on your bike. The purpose of weight training is similar to drills, whereby you're learning recruitment patterns, the ability to activate muscle groups, and then when you have a better authority of these muscle groups, you can also relax them better as well. Similar to the downward part of the pedal stroke, you can harmonize these muscle groups and strengthen the activation patterns of them by supplementing it with weight training. The better authority you have in activating these muscle groups, the better understanding you have in order to be able to relax them as well. In this example, I'm using a cable in order to supplement the activation pattern associated with the bottom part of the pedal stroke, activating your glute, hamstring, and a little bit of your calf in order to flex your knee at the bottom of the pedal stroke. Here I'm trying to mimic the top part of the pedal stroke, activating the hip flexors, followed closely behind with the quad and knee extension. Here I'm trying to improve the firing capability of my hamstring, teach it to fire, contract while keeping the hips and pelvis square, relatively speaking. Here's one of my favorite exercises where you can really relax any other muscle group that's not required. This is just isolating the glutes in order to extend the hip. This is the last exercise I'm going to show you. It reproduces the push part of the pedal stroke at the top part, pushing down. You have to really squeeze your bum, your glutes, in order to smoothly transition up. You can see I'm swinging the weights with my arm and I'm unable to smoothly transition up, so I should have had the platform a little bit lower, but for educational purpose, hopefully this explains that. Applying all these principles to the road, it's important that you're continually working on your technique, tweaking your bike setup during the winter, and just trying to find the smoothest, most balanced position.